Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at the Putrims K12 projector. So this is the brightest budget projector that I've ever tested. It boasts 1400 ANSI lumens, and as you'll see later in the video, it does actually live up to that sort of figure, and it is definitely bright enough to be able to be used in various different scenarios. So taking a look at the actual packaging, so you can see all of the sort of normal stuff that it comes with. So it does have some sort of auto keystone built in, and as it says there, it's native 1080p. Okay, so taking a look at the actual projector itself, so on the front you can see it does have some of the sensors for the autofocus system, and another thing that I do like is it comes with a lens cap, so when you're not using it you can put that over it. It prevents dust building up on it if you do have this in a static location. The lens itself is quite deep, and it does have a sort of autofocus mechanism built into there as well. On the top you have the solitary power button. On the left hand side you have some venting, and on the right hand side similar thing as again, but a little bit more open. On the back you do have a figure of 8 power connection, and in terms of ports you have a IR port, HDMI, headphone, and then the USB port for any type of content that you want to just stream directly off the actual device itself. On the bottom of the device you do have 4 feet as well as a 5th one at the front which actually extends out. This can be used to actually tilt the projector up and down. As you can see here, I have tilted it up, and the image for this does actually get quite large as well. In terms of the autofocus and everything, that works remarkably well for this particular projector. And in terms of what you get here, you can see the entire bundle. So it's the usual sort of stuff that you get with it. So you do get a relevant plug for wherever you order it, because this is from Amazon. So for me it came with a 3-pin UK plug. It also comes with a HDMI cable in the actual pack itself. It comes with the brand kit, which is just some paperwork as well as other leaflets and pamphlets in there. It comes with a cleaning kit, which is nice. I mean, I'm not sure how long this will actually last, but it's nice that they include it. And the remote control for this one is particularly good as well, in terms of being simple but also working very well at the same time. Buttons are all laid out nicely, and you do get a memory for this particular remote quite quickly as well. Alongside that you do also get the quick start guide, and you get an after sales card in that pack as well. Okay, so taking a look at the actual projector in sort of use. So here you can see I had it set up once again in my home theater room. I was using it similar to the previous projector test I did on the bench of my rear seats, and I was just projecting onto my ultra short throw screen. So this is a ALR screen that I was projecting it onto, and as you'll see a little later on, the image is remarkably bright in terms of what you're actually getting. The projector itself isn't too loud, and the speakers built into it do a fairly decent job. But if you are watching any type of movie content or anything like that, then you want to actually pair this up with a Bluetooth speaker or soundbar or something like that. Okay, so this is with all of the curtains fully open and projecting not the best video of mine, because this is actually quite a dark video because obviously it's of my home theater. But here you can see this is with the curtains fully open, and you can see the image actually, even though it doesn't look that impressive, this is projecting onto a 0.4 gain screen and also an ultra short throw screen, an ALR or CLR screen. So essentially it's reducing the light output of the projector quite significantly. Here you can see how far the actual projector is, and another thing is the image was actually bigger than the screen, so I'm actually cutting off the corners in order to shrink it down to the screen itself. Here you can see what it looks like once I've actually closed the curtains. Now bear in mind that I've not actually adjusted the brightness or anything on any of these videos, so this is just recorded S-Log3 and output at the exact sort of brightness as it was. So I've not increased the brightness or anything like that to boost how good this actually looks. Later on when we take a look at the iPhone footage, it will kind of boost it a little because that's what iPhone does, but yeah, it will be somewhere in between the two. Needless to say, I was actually very impressed. This, other than my L9G, this is the brightest projector that I've ever actually tested in terms of my home theater. Here you can see it projected onto a plain white wall, so this is fully lit room, and you can see it's still actually slightly visible, which is quite surprising. And then once you close the curtains, the image is actually pretty decent. It does actually pop quite well. On a white wall, it's always going to perform better than on my grey screen, which, as I said, is reducing the white point quite significantly in order to try and improve contrast. What I did find was, because this projector is so bright, when you do point it at a white wall, Contrast wise, it still does okay, but the brightness of the projector really comes into its own. Here I'm just trying to show the actual screen door effect. So obviously with this being a 1080p projector, if you do get too close, you will be able to see the actual pixelation of the actual image. But obviously you don't use a projector like this in order to sit close to it. You project it onto a bigger surface in order to actually sit back and kind of enjoy a larger image, if you like. Here it is hooked up to my Apple TV. As I mentioned in the previous video, it gives me a sort of baseline if I use the Apple TV as a source, because that way you know it's going to be the same for every test. And as you can see, the actual image itself does actually pop quite nicely, and everything is perfectly visible. Focus wise is actually pretty decent as well. It doesn't actually distort too much. You are going to get it if you tilt it upwards too far, you are going to get slight distortion in the corners, but it's not as bad as I thought it might have been, and not as bad as some of the other projectors that I've actually tested either. So here is the iPhone footage, and this is probably closer to sort of what you would see with your naked eye in terms of the brightness. And this is also the actual interface as well. So initially when you boot this projector up, it does have its own sort of basic Android system, and then it does give you the option to actually set up Google TV, and it boots into Google TV. So you do have two options. You can either have it boot directly into a HDMI port, you can have it go directly into Google TV, or use the sort of basic built-in software that comes with it. Here it is when it's actually first booting up with curtains fully closed in my cinema room, and as you can see, the image is bright enough to be able to light up this whole room. So yeah, the output on this thing is seriously impressive, and I think it's benefits from the fact that it's only a 1080p image. It's not having to squeeze in too many pixels, so it's able to actually retain a lot more of that light output rather than having much smaller pixels, which would reduce the light output. Here you can see the actual Google TV interface. I didn't take too long setting this up. I just set it up very basically, and then I just used the YouTube app to actually test content, and it was mainly just my own videos. That way I know I'm not going to get any copyright strikes or anything like that. And here you can see what it actually looks like in broad daylight. As you can see, the remote is Bluetooth enabled, so you don't need to actually point it at the projector and it will still work. And just as a comparison, here it is compared to my L9G. So this is my L9G. Yeah, and comparing it to the L9G, as you can see, the L9G is always going to be a lot brighter. The L9G outputs roughly around about 3000 ANSI lumens, whereas the Putrims is roughly around about 1400 on its sort of best settings. Now, one thing to bear in mind is when I set up the Putrims, I did reduce the output slightly because it was clipping the highlights. So in all of the videos that you've seen of the Putrims, I am using a sort of custom picture profile where I've reduced the overall contrast and the overall brightness in order to prevent it from clipping highlights. It's not as bright as it can be, but it's what I would say is usable and is more pleasing to the eye in terms of just general usage. Overall, I was actually quite impressed. I wouldn't really recommend any of these kind of projectors for HDR content. They're much better with SDR content where they're not having to deal with massive differences in brightness and shadows. The Google TV experience, as I mentioned, I'm not a big fan of it. I did set it up just to see how it performed and everything, and it was quite snappy. But as I said, for me, most of the time I'm going to be using this with external devices such as a Apple TV, because that's just what I've got in every room, and it means that I can utilize that whichever room I'm in. Overall, I was really impressed by this projector, and what I'll do is I'll do a shootout with a few of my other projectors if you guys are interested, just to give you an indication in terms of how it actually performs, say for example against my L9G or against the other 1080p projectors I have actually had through. But if you guys are interested in seeing that, then just leave me a comment in the comment section below. I will also have links for this particular product in the description below. It will be available from Amazon, and if I can find a discount code for you, I'll throw that in there for you as well. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'd really appreciate it if you can also give this video a thumbs up. And until the next one, thanks very much for watching.